Hi, I'm Nivedita Indrajit, and I'm in conversation with Sreelatha Manda.
Hi,
Hi, thank you for having this conversation with me.
thank you so much for having me.
So we met through a friend, and initially I think I was hosting a breathwork session, and that's how you and Meena came. So that's how we met, and we studied energy medicine together.
Yes.
So we've been on and off talking, and then I know that you're unstoppable. I want to know, and people want to know why Sreelatha is so unstoppable. How did she become that?
Yeah,
Who are
so
you? What are you?
yes, yeah. So in 2020, when we were going through this COVID lockdowns and all of that, in the month of September, I was doing my journaling in the afternoon. And then suddenly something very profound struck. All this time I was thinking I lacked so many things. I didn't know this, or I don't have that, or I want it, or I all those lack feelings. And that day, at that minute, when I was doing my journaling, what came very profoundly was I already have it. And then until then I was complaining so many things around me, especially usually we all complain about our parents, right? If they had done like this, if they had done like this, I wouldn't have been here, or it would have been better. That
Hypothetics.
moment, yeah, that moment, I had tears in my eyes, that it wouldn't have happened any better than this, that I was born to these two powerful entities, my mother and father. And they already had so many things that had passed on to me, which I never recognized, I never realized until that point. And when I recognized and realized, I started writing on, my mother has this, my father has this. That means I'm a byproduct of these two. Then imagine how powerful I am from two powerful entities, and me being from them, how powerful I would be, right? And that minute I recognized, and that's it. Then I realized I am unstoppable now.
Thank you for sharing and being so vulnerable about it. It's like a lot of people think that if I'm very strong, I have to show that strong face. If
Yes.
I'm a woman, I have to be like this. Or if I'm a man, I'm like, you know, we
Yeah.
have so many ideas that, this is how we have to be.
Mhm.
But thank you for sharing because it's required. Just because you're strong doesn't mean we can't cry, right?
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
just because we're doing something and capable of something today doesn't mean we are born with it. We nurtured ourselves enough to be capable of it. We made a choice.
Hmm. Yes.
So, how was your childhood like, and uh, how did you evolve into who you are today?
That's a very interesting question, actually. Um, See, I was born with a certain challenge. I was not born normal, and my mother didn't wanted me. Okay, so the minute I was born, she saw me. She didn't wanted me. She wanted to dump me, and all thanks to people around her who told her, Lakshmi has come into your family, and why you want to do it? I don't know, and that's it. And after that, I don't know what has changed. My mother never left my side. Okay, she was there. The first thing, she didn't want it, and after that, I don't know, she never left my side. She was always there, and I would share anything, everything with her, my boyfriends, my girlfriends, and she was like, bring all your friends home, we will have parties. So those days, I'm talking about 20, 25 years back, where me coming from a very conservative family, that was not accepted at that time. And luckily, I was brought up by parents, both my parents were very open in that area, in that space. So though it all happened very well, again after when at age of 18, my mother fell ill. And I didn't recognize at that time that everything has come to standstill in my life. I didn't know that actually. She had her stroke, and I was her caretaker at that time. And for quite a long time, till a time when I made a choice that, I can do only to a certain extent. I'll not be able to do. So I told my siblings, this is what I will be able to do, not beyond this. And until then, I was like, oh, mothering her. Then when I recognized it, the energies were going in the reverse direction. That is when I made a choice. Okay, I need to step back and be the daughter, not mother anymore. That has also changed a lot. Very recently, what happened was I was reading one book which you have introduced to me, Nakshi, and she introduced to me, is Artist Way by,
Julia Cameron.
yeah, Julia
Yeah.
Cameron. And in that, when I was doing one of the exercise, I was stuck at that time when my mother was first had a stroke. That's it. And that's it. And when I recognized, since then I was blocked, and things didn't move. And when I recognized that, again, one more unstoppable movement happened in my life.
Awesome. Yeah, this is like, I'll take a minute. This is a free advertisement for
Yes, yes,
Julia Cameron's 12-week Artist Way book. If you haven't got it, please get it.
it
He's
is a
not paying us
must.
commission to say it, but we are fans
Yeah,
for a moment.
yeah, it is. It's quite a exciting journey to go through that. And to add to what you're saying, Nivedita, I would also say this: doing in a group, reading that book in a group will be an amazing journey, because when you're doing alone, maybe this is my point of view and my experience also. After I have done first time in a group, I created another group and I did it again.
Yeah.
And second time also had a same aha moments, maybe not in the
She
same
says
way.
that also in the book, right? At the end of the
Yes.
chapter, she says, hey, get a tribe, do
Yeah.
this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that is how my childhood to now, they were challenges, but yeah, things
Let me
change.
introduce another book then. Yeah, books are something that, they just come at the right time when we have.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Alchemist was one of the books which can actually change you at any point of time.
Mm.
The Passion Test by Janet Atwood is another book.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm.
So, in a good combination, if you're really feeling down the dumps any day, you can just pick up the book and it will give you the most
Absolutely.
profound things. Any book can do that. In fact, even your own journal can do that, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely.
We are going to have another interview with you and Meena shortly later, maybe
Yes.
sometime next week. And that's about how the synchronous
Oh,
ladies
yeah.
got together.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
But I
yeah.
would like a teaser of it right now.
Yeah.
Maybe like a minute of it.
Yeah. So the magical synchronicity, me and Meenakshi had been together for like a decade, maybe, or little less than a decade. And we met very briefly, and very briefly we introduced ourselves to each other. And I don't know what changed after that. We just got hooked on to each other. Every 12 hours we have to call each other to update each other, what happened, this happened. There had been many ups and downs in our lives, and we always had our backs. So we supported each other, and it's like, oh, you have this, I also have this. Okay, like two friends, chote bache. Oh, you have this, I also have this. You have a lollipop, I also have a lollipop, like that. So many times. And at the same time, in case if I am down with some challenge at home or anything, now it doesn't have to be at home, God's
It's
praise, nothing
business,
at home.
we as a person.
Otherwise, yeah, as a person also, if something is bothering in my head and I just speak to her, um, there is a answer already. While speaking only, there is an answer, or there would be an answer in the conversation that we are having. So that's how we realize how magically we are creating this synchronicity among us. Or sometimes, many times I would be thinking, maybe uh, I need to call Meenakshi, and I call her, and you know what she used to say, I was just thinking of you, Sreelatha. I have this challenge, and I was thinking of you. And many times I'm like writing in the journal, and then she comes up saying, Sreelatha, I was thinking like this, and that beautiful synchronicity that we have between us, and we felt it was magic. And in our personal lives also, we have had beautiful journey, and you're one of the synchronicity for me in my life. Okay, magical synchronicity.
Thank you.
And this interview again, this interview again is a magical synchronicity in my life, and for both of us, you offering us the platform together to have an interview with both of us, so conversation with us. So these are all magical synchronicities that we are having in our life.
Yeah. So, when you're saying all this, right? So, this is also to ask, like, how important is it to have either a friend or someone who has that non-judgmental space and who will receive you for who you are? A lot of people think, oh, I'm married, so I have a spouse, so I have to dump all my thoughts on my spouse. Or I have my parents, or parents are not okay, I have friends. Or, there's that teenagers growing up, that rebellion. And it's not about choosing, it's more about rebelling that than choosing
Yeah,
for
yeah,
themselves. And you also work with young adults, right?
yes.
So what would be your conversations, considering, what we had a conversation up until now about your journey and how you processed stuff? What would you tell the youngsters, or what would you tell men or women? Like, everybody's different. So what would that be like?
Yeah. So yes, having a company is very important, because end of the day we are human beings, okay? And we thrive
Social
on,
animals.
yes, yeah, social animals. So we thrive on company, and we also like to be in a space where we are not judged. Will it be possible all the time? I don't think so. But uh, the percentage of judgment can vary.
Yeah.
For example, like you and me are talking, and you are sharing something, am I not thinking about it? I do think about it, but the percentage will be very less, so you feel more comfortable, and you're okay to be vulnerable and share those sensitive things that you might not be willing to share with your spouse, or with your parents, or very best friend.
Yeah.
Okay, so creating that space, that you need to feel that with me. It's not me who is creating actually. So how do you feel that when I'm just listening to you? I'm just listening to you. I'm not questioning why are you in this space or whatsoever. Allowing you to choose. It's your choice that you make uh, me to listen to you. If I'm able to provide that space, just being there, that itself will create a magic. You will creating that space for the other person to be themselves, and allowing them to cry if they want to, allow them to scream if they want to, and don't say anything. Sometimes just being quiet, is itself a healing process. I believe truly.
Yeah. Acknowledging what, people to be heard. That's
Yes,
what people
yeah,
do, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Just saying, yeah, right, yeah, I understand. Those words itself are magical words sometimes.
And this is just a question from my side. So if there are people listening here and saying, "Hey, I people come to me and talk to me all the time," are they potential life coaches? You think?
I really don't know if they need to make a choice and think about it, because I never thought I would be a coach. Okay. But now when I sit back and think, I was a good listener all the time. My mother used to share a lot of stuff. I was a good listener at that time. During college days, I had a friend who had challenges at her home. She would share a lot. I was listening to her, and if required, I would give her some suggestions at that point of time, how to deal the situation. And I've heard quite many times people saying that, you're a good listener. I mean, I feel I feel comfortable sharing with you. So did that make me a coach? No, I wanted to be a coach, and I felt, this would be a very good platform uh, to give that space for the people to express. Many times, uh, people become unstoppable just by sharing, also,
Yeah.
Sometimes I had clients who just want to speak. Though my session is only for 1 hour, they happen to speak for 2 hours and I'm just listening.
Mhm. Yeah.
So, and then they don't come back. Maybe that is what they wanted at that point of time,
Yeah.
and they're done.
Yeah. So change is not just about people coming for multiple things. Even if that in one moment they have that thing, it just moves them and they go create a life. And
Yes, absolutely.
yeah.
Yeah.
What is your mission or vision? Do you have a mission or vision in your life?
Yeah, thank you for that asking that. My mission is at least 1 lakh teenagers and women. If I mean, making them be unstoppable in their life, and I truly believe I was able to make it, then I'm sure anybody can make it in this world. Okay. All that it means is, um, people already have in themselves. It's just that they didn't recognize yet. And I have this story. Okay, so this story is about Hanuman. Hanuman was born powerful, right? We all know he had all those magical powers. He would fly everywhere, anywhere, and all of that. Uh, but because of his mischief, he was cursed and he forgot his powers. And when the right time had come, when he had to show his, contribution for the situation or for the need of the hour, that is when Jambavanta reminds him about his powers. And then Hanuman becomes unstoppable and there's no looking back. And since then, he's using his powers
Yeah.
for greater purpose. So I call myself as Jambavan in this entire story.
Yeah.
So I, would I help people would need that small nudging, and once they connect, there's no. It's like there's a saying in Telugu, "Kotiki kobari chippu icchinattu" ani. There's a saying in Telugu that you give. Uh,
Coconut shell to a
Shell
monkey.
to the monkey and that's it, you know. Like that, once they understand that they already have it, then they're no looking back. Yeah.
And I would like to understand the specific choice of women and children.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I will be able to help them, help women, because I can understand the challenges that uh, they might be going through. Usually,
Undergoing.
what it would be, before marriage, after marriage, and after 40 years. So, the challenges are very clearly understood, and I know how to help them. So, that is one. And coming to teenagers, I feel they have a lot of potential and it needs to be tapped in. How? Because there's a lot of information around that they are downloading, necessary, unnecessary. They are not even recognizing the difference between what is necessary, what is not necessary. So if we are if anywhere as a coach, if I'm able to bring that awareness to them to understand, you have a potential for a different purpose, not for these unnecessary. Make a choice, bringing that awareness of making choices, and when they make those choices, they know how to live their life.
Would if a man came to you for sessions, would you really accept them as a client?
Yes, I do accept. I had also many men. I have worked with many men. It's not that I don't work with them.
How would you approach that? Like,
You know, I would.
the reason I'm asking this question is people who may be watching this might wonder, hey, it's
Yeah.
okay. But sometimes they might require to
Yes.
understand their spouses or
Yeah.
understand females in their life. So
Absolutely. In that point, yes, what you just said, in that particular area that they have an issue in their relationships with their parents or with their spouses or with their children also. Yes, definitely. That wouldn't be a most welcome. I would be happy to help them as well. At the end of the day, what is it that they must have? They might need a help to connect. That's all. It's
yeah.
just the connecting to their right internally to understand what is it. Yeah.
Is there anything that I should have asked but I didn't? Anything that you would want to say, like, it's something that's very close to your heart, or it's something that you really aspire. Maybe I haven't done enough research to ask you that question.
Okay,
So is
so
there something like that?
yeah, another thing is that when you understand who you are, as in we already have certain qualities, right? Born with those qualities, right? Hanuman. And many times what happens till certain age, we are connected to those powers or values, whatever you can name it anyways. We have it within us already. Due to our domestication, I'm using this word domestication because um, I like that word. I heard
It also
somewhere.
occurs, right?
Yeah,
Eventually.
yes, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Not wild, we become domesticated eventually.
Yeah, that's what. So a lot of conditioning happens in the process of our growing years. And by the time you hit a certain age, then you start questioning what I have done all these years. Or, have I really lived my life the way I wanted? That is when you want to, you know, undo certain things or redo certain things or recreate certain things. And do we really want to, awaken at that time is a choice again. But when you do, there is no looking back. So when you recognize that you have this power and start aligning yourself with that on a daily basis, this is what I would recommend is what suppose I wanted to be a artist would be many things like painting, script writing, or it would be
Cooking,
cooking. Yeah, you can
plumbing,
yeah,
anything creative.
many ways you want to be an artist. And then you recognize later that I got into the streamline, uh, worldly streamline, and I lost my identity or my core values. But when you recognize, please come back to that and be in line with that. When you are in line with that, life becomes so easy, so smooth. And you will be having challenges. We are human beings, we'll have challenges, but you will know how to cross that bridge.
Navigate. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. So it becomes so easy.
Because we all have an inner compass.
Yes, now you have the, it's like, the power is in your hand now. So now you know where you're getting triggered, where you're losing track, and you know to bring yourself back.
So if I have to metaphorically say, it's like having the remote of the TV in your hand and changing the channels instead of giving the remote to someone else and saying, hey, you put this channel on, right?
Yeah, for me, please play the channel. Yeah.
And
So
if they don't, getting upset is not going to work. So
yeah,
you got to take the remote, you got to
yeah,
play your own channels.
yeah.
And now it's not even the channels, you have apps, like different apps.
Absolutely. Yeah, yeah. It's like another way to say is also like, you install only those apps that you want to install in your mobile. Okay.
I love
You don't
that.
install what your family wants or what your friend wants. You install only those apps that you think you will want to have.
And
And
then if your phone has more space, maybe have allowance for that also, but not that is not the priority.
yeah. But mostly we want to install only what we want.
Yeah.
Yeah. So be aligned with that. No, install only those apps what you want. Why do you want to install
I love this
somebody?
conversation.
Yeah. So yeah, and also one more thing is the way we always keep buying new mobiles every time there's a new version of
Yeah.
mobile. um, we keep updating our mobiles, and when we buy a mobile we also keep updating new operating system also, right? Similarly you also need to keep updating yourself, like how long you will be in the same complaining zone, or comfort zone, or with the past experiences. You need to keep updating yourself, otherwise मजा नहीं आता है यार.
Yeah. That's a beautiful example, and yeah, a lot of people also say, hey, can you copy all the stuff from my old phone to the new phone, right?
Exactly. Yeah,
And do you really want all of that?
yeah. And the beauty in this, no, Nivedita, I mean, I have shared this with you earlier also. When you're actually updating yourself on your own without anybody's help, you will tend to learn a lot of stuff.
Yeah, because you're giving yourself enough space to do that without
Yeah,
being on the focus.
yeah, and then when you do it on your own, it gives a different kind of a kick. It gives a different kind of a kick, and again you'll become unstoppable there. You'll become more fearless, empowered, and then it will be pushing you to take more and more receiving. You'll start receiving now.
Yeah,
Then yeah. So
absolutely. Fantastic talking to you, and I really love this conversation.
yeah, and thank you.
I realized that I've done like so many interviews and stuff. I've never said, "Hey, like, subscribe," and all. Like, oh my goodness, I haven't done that. Like, so, but then this is one thing that you got to subscribe to Sreelatha.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Or I mean, this conversation is so that it reminded me of that. It was like, yeah, I mean, we never really go ahead and do all that, right?
Yes.
Putting yourself out there.
Yeah.
We just go do our job, ha ha ha, and having so much fun. But yeah, I mean, show up at different places, right?
Yes.
So thank
Yes.
you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thanks for
Yeah.
igniting that like, share, subscribe in me
Yeah,
today.
yes, exactly. If you really want to change, shift, then you need to subscribe yourself
Yeah.
for a change. Otherwise, how?
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much,
So I have
Nivek.
your permission to upload this on YouTube.
Yes, yes, absolutely. Thank you so
Thank
very much for having me, and looking forward to see myself
On
on
the red carpet, welcome.
and also looking forward to see more videos of yours.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.